Hey everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun video, we are going to be talking about some EDC, or everyday carry gear. More specifically, the stuff that I have found that I like to carry with me on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you guys know, when I go anywhere that's maybe more than an hour away from home, I like to take my traditional book bag. I'm able to put a few bottles of water in it. I'm able to put my cameras, battery chargers, a battery bank, you know, whatever, phone chargers, whatever I need into it, and it's just a traditional black book bag. You can see I've got a bottle of water in it there. It's got several pockets. It's got some extra deodorant, extra cologne in it, you know, to be fresh at all times. But when I'm not taking the book bag, I have started carrying what I have on my hip here. And it is a little pouch here. And that is what I want to talk about here, because it's going to vary between each and every person depending on what you guys want to carry in your day-to-day lives. There is a YouTube channel that I love to watch. I'll watch it periodically just to get ideas on EDC, everyday carry gear. And the name of that channel is Gadget. He's an amazing individual. He does these videos where he shows individual gear pieces that you might want. A lot of tech gear, a lot of outdoor gear. He has basic kits for like outdoor use, for hiking, for flying, for traveling, for camping, for working on a car, for things like that. And it's just a really cool channel to watch. But here is the pouch that I currently have. Now, I have had this pouch, I'm going to say, around 7 or 8 years. When I originally got it, I did not like it. I thought it was too bulky, too cumbersome, and I didn't like on the back that it was only able to go through a belt loop. I don't wear a belt 365 days a year. In the hot summer months, I like to wear thinner basketball shorts, especially out here in the workshop, because I do not have any type of AC or any way to cool anything. The only thing I have is a few fans sitting around to circulate the air and the air filtration unit running. But the heat and humidity in North Carolina, you know, it's just the south and that southern heat and humidity. But I wanted a way to clip it onto my belt or the side of basketball shorts. And then on Amazon, I picked up this pouch here came from Amazon. And then I picked up this belt clip aftermarket, and I believe there's like a hard little piece of plastic here is like a backer board on this to keep this as rigid and as in form as possible. But I drilled through it and added this belt clip, and about a month ago I started carrying it more regularly. I started putting stuff in it, just experimenting with what I like to carry. Again, it's going to vary for each and every individual out there, but I just wanted to take each and everything out of it and talk a little bit about why I carry the stuff that I carry in this pouch, and hopefully you will find it informative. Now, I know in today's world, a lot of people will just grab their wallet, their keys, and their cell phone when they head out the door, or their wallet, their keys, and their purse or pocketbook if you are a female individual. So it's really going to vary from person to person what you pick up and carry out the door with you as you go about your day from day-to-day life. I know in my actual pocket of my shorts right now, I actually have a little bottle of hand sanitizer, and this was with me well before 2020, when everything happened in 2020. It's one that I constantly refill, and I always keep on my person. Like to keep my hands clean. Of course, out here in the workshop, I get paints, I get stains, I get glues, you know, all over them. So I like to keep my hands as clean as possible. And right now I have what is called a twiddle cube. I am a nail biter. I've said that in previous videos. I've been a nail biter since I was really, really young. If I stop at a stoplight or something, if I'm driving around, I will catch myself, you know, chipping away at my nails, or if I'm sitting watching TV or something like that. And it's a habit that I have tried to break, and this has really helped me. This little twiddle cube, I can keep it in one of my hands. It's got that little switch there. It's got like a little joystick. It's got buttons on it. It's got a little disc on it. It's got a little indentation there to help hold it. Just a bunch of little features on it that you can hold in the palm of your hand. And this is just what is called a little fidget toy. But now we are going to get to the pouch itself. Again, it clips right on my hip, and I do have to, you know, be careful with how much weight is put in it, because, you know, you don't want it weighing you down. And I know I'm going to love this pouch a lot more when we get into the cooler months, when I start wearing more like cargo shorts with a belt, or jeans and things like that, you know, winter clothes where they're more, I guess, bulky and everything, and this will make a lot more sense. But right now it's working for me, and I just wanted to unpack it and show you guys what I have in it. Now, it's got two pockets here. It's got the back pocket, which as I said, I drilled into to add the clip that I ordered. So the pouch and the clip come separate for those curious, but you can get the pouch, and it does traditionally go through a belt loop. But in that back pouch, I have a field notebook. A field book. It is currently blank at the time of this video's recording, but I think it's cool to have something to write on. And I also have a Klingspor Woodworking Shop pen as well. I do want to get a nicer pen. These are great pens, and they write very smoothly from Klingspor's Woodworking Shop. You can see it's got the logo and the number and everything there on it, but it's just where I can quickly jot something down. I know my late grandmother, she had a little brown book. I don't know if we still have it, but she was one of those. She liked to write everything down. She would write stuff down in her palm if she was on the phone with someone, you know, with an ink pen, or she would write down contact numbers. She had that little brown book, as I said, with a notepad in it, and she had all of her important contacts wrote down in it, you know, like addresses, relatives' phone numbers, things like that. So I wanted to have something to write on, and these little field books are perfectly, I believe they are around 48 pages, so I have a lot of room to write something down on. And of course, if I need to write something down for someone or take a quick measurement, I can pull a page out and pass it along. But that is what's in that back pocket there. Now in the front pocket is where a lot of the stuff is, and the first thing is a flashlight. Now this is the second flashlight for EDC I have had. This one my mom got me for my birthday because I had expressed interest in having one that was charging as opposed to having batteries in it. The original one I had took, I believe it was 2 AAA batteries, and I was constantly going through them. But this one here is from Harbor Freight. It is a very, very bright light. It's an LED. It has the pocket clip there on it, so if I just wanted to have this by itself in my pocket, I could clip it on the pocket of my jeans or shorts. You unscrew this little area right here, and you have the place to charge it. And I started carrying a flashlight around spring of 2025, earlier this year, and let me tell you, I have found so many uses for a flashlight that you would not even believe. You know, up at the model train place up in Mebane, at the Mebane train display, when they are working on a train, it's cool to have a nice little light to go on. If you are under the display, you know, and you drop something, you can quickly grab it and look. I have so many uses for a little flashlight, and I cannot believe how many uses I have found for one, and I know a lot of people, EDC, carry one. Let's see, we have, of course, a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. You guys know I love to collect them, and the knives will rotate out, especially as we get into the cooler months. This was my very first Swiss Army knife back in 2017. It was my first quote-unquote adult Swiss Army knife. Again, I had one back when I was little, but this was my first actual Victorinox Swiss Army knife purchase, excuse me, and it is the Fieldmaster here, and I took it over the Huntsman because it had the Phillips head on the back as opposed to the corkscrew, and you can see that the scales are beat up. This has been a tried and true knife, and I still love it. It's a perfect knife size to hold in the hand, and for the longest time this was just in my shorts or pants pocket, but now it resides in the EDC pouch. Here we have a little 6-foot tape measure, and I believe I picked this up at Klingspor Woodworking Shop. Of course, being a woodworker and a maker and someone who likes to build stuff, there's times I need to take quick measurements or something, and I don't know if this is going to be the tape measure I keep on me going forward. I do have a very thin one that's like maybe a 1/4 inch thick, that's also 6 foot, that kind of clips on. I used to have it clipped onto the backpack I carry, but then I took it off and I put it in one of the pockets, and now I can't find it. But this was another small one I had. You can see the numbers are easily legible. Nice 6-foot tape measure here that should quickly and readily, you know, be able to measure out something for me quickly and on the fly. And then with the little field book, I'd be able to jot down some measurements and everything. But again, this might be something I swap out, and that's something I want to ask your guys' opinion about as we go through the video. What could be an upgrade or something else that goes in this little pouch that I am showing you? But there is a little tape measure in it. One of the newest things I just put in there is this. This is an electronic lighter. I do not smoke at all. Never have, never picked up the habit. But I felt it was cool to have something like this. And as you can see here, it is an electronic one. And I do, from time to time, like to have incense going. I have a little incense thing out here in the workshop, you know, that just gets rid of the quote-unquote woodworking smell, but this is also a USB powered one. I also have one of these out in the shop by the wood stove for in the cooler months. I'm able to quickly light it without having to look for a traditional butane lighter or a book of matches or something like that, if that makes sense. But I don't know if this is going to stay in the pouch, because as you can see, as a matter of fact, I just put it in here this morning. It was laying on the shelf and I grabbed it just to see. I don't know if it's going to stay in there because it does not fit. This pouch does have a place in the front. Now it could ride there. Don't know. I'll have to play around with the fit and the feel of it. Going a little bit farther, we have another little fidget toy that has been in my pocket for a long time. That and the Twiddle Cube, and this is a Hot Wheels car designed as a fidget spinner, and you can see it here. You can see that I've had it a while. The paint has started chipping away, the wheels have started messing up, but again, it was just something I got to help me with the nail biting. Don't know why, I've just always bit my nails. Going a little bit farther here, this is called the Mighty Bar, and this is just a little titanium, I believe it is, pry bar. You never know when you're going to need one of these, like especially me. I work with, you know, a lot of lasers, a lot of 3D printers, you know, and just tinkering around and working on stuff, so I don't know when I'll ever need one of these. But it also has a key ring loop, and this was picked up off of Amazon for my birthday. So really, really cool. Thank you for getting that for me, Mom. Really appreciate it. And the final thing in here, as of the time of this video's recording, is the Victorinox knife sharpener. You guys know I EDC a Victorinox Swiss Army knife, but on here, on the pin cap, it has the knife sharpener where you kind of pull it through like this after sharpening it with the whetstone here. So really, really cool. Great little small EDC thing to carry. Mom also got me that for my birthday. She got me several EDC things because it's just what I'm currently into at the time of this video's recording, you know. But Victorinox, stand by their brand. I'm a huge supporter of that company. I love their story and I love the innovation stuff they have. But that's about all that I have in the pouch at the time of this video's recording. But I want to ask your guys' opinion. There is something that I've thought about it that I would like to have in the bag going forward, and it's just finding the proper size and keeping the weight down, because keep in mind it is clipped on my hip pocket. I don't want to kind of be weighed to that side, you know, if that makes any sense. I'm left-handed, so I keep my phone clipped to the left side and the pouch is clipped to the right side, if that makes any sense. But it's just a great little pouch here. My buddy, well, he's not my buddy, I've never corresponded with him, but fellow YouTuber John Gadget, he has so many pouch ideas. He's got one that's kind of like it opens and closes like a book that has individual pockets, but you cannot clip it on yourself. And that was something that I really felt was important for me going forward, to be able to clip it onto the hip. But one thing I'd like to put in here is maybe a small phone charger, maybe a USB thumb drive. I know I go back and forth to a lot of friends that are fellow makers, and there is times that I need to take a file or a 3D print file or a laser file over somewhere else, so it'd be cool to have that in here as well. And another thing is currently sitting back on the workbench charging, is maybe a battery bank. This is the one that goes with me into the actual book bag that I started the video wearing. But this one here is solar powered, so I can lay it in the sun and it will continuously charge and keep it. And I can charge 2 USB devices on it, and it's also got a flashlight on it. Picked this up off of Amazon a few years ago, and it's been tried and true, but as you can see, it's about the size of this pouch and it does have some weight to it. So I would like maybe a smaller one to put in here, also with maybe a little cord that would properly charge the devices, the flashlight, the USB lighter, if I keep that in the pouch, and also the cell phone as well. And it's just really cool. I really like having this now and wearing it. If you guys have seen the video in the time-lapse portion when I'm walking around, you might have seen it clipped to my hip and might have been curious about what was in it. But it's something that I've really gotten interested in. There's another little pouch here that I don't have anything in. I could potentially, hang on one second, put this little camera here that I like to carry with me in it. We'll see if it fits right here on the video. Try to get everything in the frame here. perfect. It goes in there nice and snug, and it clips to where I know it will not come out. I've had that little camera a long time now, probably over 10 years. So that's just another thing that could potentially go in here when I am on the go and quickly need to, you know, film something, maybe for a short for the platform, or if I just want to film something in general. But just let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you have stuff that you carry with you each and every day, and it's something you make sure you pick up before you leave your house or household before going about on your day, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear about it, you know, and about what you carry or what you feel like you must carry. I know some people might want to put some medicines down in here, you know, like some Tylenol, some BC, some sick stomach pills, you know, stuff like that, or some aspirin, you know, things like that. That's another idea. Another thing that just came into my mind was I might want to put a few band-aids in here, because as I said, being a woodworker, you know, and a maker, and out here in the workshop, you know, you do occasionally get a little cut or a scrape on your fingertips or something. So having a few band-aids in here might also be key, so something to think about. And if I update this, and if I add more stuff or swap stuff around, remember I said I wanted to swap around the tape measure. The Swiss Army knives will go into a rotation, you know, as I have a different need for each and every one. You know, I might get a better ink pen going forward, or a better little notebook, you know. If I upgrade stuff, I'll want to come back over here and make another video, but this was just a video that fell into the top of my head, and I wanted to bring it to you guys, for you guys to hopefully view and enjoy. Hopefully you did not find it too long or drawn out, and I hope you enjoyed it from start until now, and hopefully once again learned a little bit more about me, the Artisan Pirate. But I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you'll click that subscribe button and follow me across all my social media feeds under the Artisan Pirate name. As always, links to contact me as well as all my social media feeds will always be linked down in the description box below these videos. That's about all for this one. Let me know what is your day-to-day EDC gear down in the description, down in the comments box below as well, so I can read those comments and hopefully get ideas for future stuff to put in there. But I am the Artisan Pirate, my friends, and remember, if I can make it or do it, so can you guys. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.